Hey everybody, it's April here. I wanted to come on and do a quick little tutorial for some eyeshadow today in kind of like a smoky eye method. You can do this with any colors. You can tell I have a naked face still. I do have my eyeliner on. It's really awkward for me to get my eyeliner on, so I hate doing that on camera. I'll work up to that eventually, but for now I've already had that on. And as far as everything else though, still naked face. I'll finish that up after I get through. I like to do my eye makeup first and then do, foundation if I want to wear blush or bronzer, that kind of thing, because if I drop any of the makeup on my eyes, I want to be able to clean it up fast. And then sometimes when I'm putting mascara on, I make little boo-boos, so it's just a lot easier for me if I do my eye makeup first and then do the foundation after. So I have a pre-made quad, as we call it already, so you can see the shades there. A little bit, I'm going to cover that so you guys don't get feedback, I guess, if you're like a blinding light. So you can see the little colors there. You do see numbers. That actually helps tell me where to apply. I love these little palettes. Super duper helpful for me because, I've never pretended to be a makeup expert, but I do like to wear makeup every day, and I like that I can put it on and actually look like I know what I'm doing, and that these shades are already blended together. I do love the Mono Pops that we have that have like 9 different shades, but I still have to play around a lot with those colors, whereas this, I know where everything goes. And I wanted to show you how quick and easy it can be to do one of these looks. Right now, a lot of people are either deciding not to wear makeup at all and give your face a break. I like to wear makeup every day, and especially if I'm feeling really down or bored or need a little kick in the rear end to get motivated, something about putting on a little bit of makeup for me makes me feel like I'm more ready to do things and go do the adulting and take care of the day. So even if you don't feel like throwing on makeup because maybe you're not going anywhere, if you're kind of down and blue, maybe try to put a little bit of makeup on and see if that helps. If anything else, do make sure, get up and take a shower, brush your hair, brush your teeth, make your bed, that kind of thing. We're in a really weird time right now. So it's easy to kind of go down this weird, sad state. I don't want to say depressed necessarily, because not everybody is going to experience that level of it. But you can, a lot of people definitely are having a little more anxiety than normal, and it's just a weird time. And I think makeup is just something that a lot of people can agree on. It's fun, it's easy, and you don't have to be an expert to look decent with it on. So, and if nothing else, it's a really good time to practice because you don't have to see a lot of other people right now. So I'm going to start with the light color there, number 1. And I'm dabbing it a little bit, but then I'm also going to tap it off some, just so I don't have a ton of product falling everywhere. And I'm actually going to just do all over color right here. It's more for the highlight, and we can always add more. And you can see right here, I need to have my eyebrows waxed really bad, and that's actually from an ingrown. And that's because my salon is closed. And I'm trying really hard not to do any weird stuff to my face or my hair that I will regret later. So everything's just getting a little wild now. All right, so the number 2 color here, I'm gonna dab just a little, and I'm definitely tapping this off. I don't want it too dark, and number 2 is actually gonna go right here on the inside. And this is just to give a little bit of dimension. And don't worry about all the blending. That's something that we can take care of, making sure it's all nice and blended at the end. Don't overcorrect too much either, because then it actually gets a little out of control. And you can see I just have a nice little eyeshadow brush here. We have these, you can get them anywhere though, but I like this one. It's kind of, fat, I guess, bushy. All right, so then number 3 is gonna be my all over color, but I'm gonna go pretty easy on this too. These are darker shades, So definitely evening time and stuff, but I just wanted to use this one to show. Plus I really love blues and grays. And again, it's not like we're going anywhere, so it doesn't really matter if you're doing your nighttime makeup or your daytime makeup. And you can always do colors however you want. I mean, I do pretty heavy eye makeup, you know, every day, all day. And again, we'll worry about all the blending before we are all said and done. Didn't use any primer or anything, so that's contributing to this. You might have just heard my doggy. And it's really weird not looking into the mirror doing this. I'm looking straight into my camera. Okay. Now, yeah, we're gonna go we'll fix the blending and the highlight and stuff after we're all done. So I have a little bit more narrow brush for what we're about to do here. So you can see the difference between the two. This one is my all over color, and then this one is for my edges. So you want something a little bit smaller, and I've even seen people use really fine tipped for what I'm about to do, and almost even a little more hard, not so soft. This one's pretty soft, but again, this is just me doing a little quick put together look and showing you guys. So I'm going to do that last dark color down here in the corner, which is number 4. So again, this is kind of a smoky eye look that I'm doing. And again, tap, tap there. So what I'm going to do is right over here, just make a little V shape. Right on the outside corner there. And you can see this color is much darker. Okay. Let's do this side. And you can see I've already gotten a little outside there, and that's another reason I do this first and foundation last. Okay. My husband really likes these darker shades. He likes my little smoky eyes, so all right. And I'm gonna try not to overcorrect too much here. Both of my eyes are not completely symmetrical, and it drives me crazy, but I don't want to keep you guys on here forever. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna just take my finger real quick. I'm gonna go right back into the white or the light for the highlight a little bit, and I'm gonna add a little touch there because I've done a lot. And then I'm gonna take my fat one again and just do a little bit more blending on both sides here. All right, next thing I'm gonna do, I don't curl these all the time, but I am just gonna pop right there. Get one of my favorite mascaras out here. It's so hard to do mascara without making funny faces. And I don't really have to go too heavy on the mascara because the shadow is already pretty dark. And pretty much with anything, if you do primer and stuff like that, it actually is, it's gonna blend easier. The colors are gonna mesh better together. So I'm gonna put a little bit of primer on my face. This one I have to literally squeeze it out because I'm getting to the end of it, but this is my favorite kind. And I only need a little bit. This is probably actually too much, but now I've already squeezed it out, so I'm committed. And a lot of times I will put this on as my eyeshadow primer as well. I just didn't before I came on here, so it's all right. It's just this one I can tell I need a little bit better blending. And when I put the primer on before I actually apply my eye makeup, it actually helps with the blending and the smoothing of it. So, but you can do like an eyeshadow primer if you can find one, or you can do the all over face primer. You can even do foundation as a primer for your eyeshadow as well. There's a lot of things. You just have to kind of play around with stuff. So, and then I'm gonna apply some of my new favorite foundation. And you can see, I'll actually do half of my face because I want you guys to see this coverage. It's pretty bananas. I love it. And I've been using my little blender ball thing. And I like it for this one. The thing about it is, depending on the formula of the foundation, sometimes the brushes are great. I do love foundation brushes, but this seems to go on really well with the little blender. So it's kind of just playing around, figuring out what works for which product, but I do love this foundation here. And again, I am just looking straight into the camera, so this is really weird for me. This one will dry down. Like right now, it looks a little more yellowy, but it will dry down right to my shade, and that's why I love it. But this helps. It's actually weird, like when I'm applying it, it helps that I can see it. So I know where I didn't blend it well. All right. And it is buildable, and I am gonna dab right there. The pink is strong today. My sinuses have been terrible. Allergies are terrible right now. And I wish I would have done this before I did eyeshadow, because that is driving me insane. But again, it's not like I'm going anywhere. And only you are seeing this. So, no biggie. So, you can tell the difference there. Again, the color looks a little more yellowy right now, but it's gonna dry down and it'll match perfectly with this. But just to see the difference there, I love it. And it's really easy to go on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do both sides. Bloop, bloop, bloop. My daughter made fun of me today because of my sound effects. I was making her a sandwich and I made sound effects for everything. So that's not just while I'm doing my makeup. And I'm very much a hand talker. So everybody's got jokes about mama. But it's more fun with sound effects. Everything is more fun with sound effects. I don't care what you're doing. Clean that up just a little bit right there. And see, that's another reason why I do my foundation after I do my eyes, because if I come outside the edges a little too much, I can just cover that right up. No problem. And I need to do, some people don't mind having a little bit of like their freckles and stuff showing through, but I love this coverage. It's super buildable, and just a few more dabs makes such a big difference, and the coverage is just phenomenal. And I don't use a setting powder or anything with this because the finish is already pretty matte. So I don't feel like it really needs to be finished. If it's gonna be hot and you're worried about sweating or something, maybe you could do a setting spray, but this is actually 24-hour wear, so it should be pretty sturdy on. Let's see if I can find my other blending brush. Here we go. And we are gonna have to find my eyebrows. Oh, eyebrows. Okay, so This is just my little contour stick. And again, not going heavy with the contour, just enough. You can see there's not really any delicate way to have to do this. This is just to thin out a little. You don't really have to do up here if you don't want to. But, and right here, it just thins out a little bit. Like I said, my nose is actually really swollen right now, just inside. My sinuses are a little aggravated from pollen. The actual pollen count is not terrible comparatively, but because I am allergic to a lot of the tree pollens, even though the numbers are lower, it's still bothering me. I have my little handy dandy eyebrow brush, so even though they're pretty thin, I am gonna brush these bad boys out before I add a little color to them. And this is not a glimmer stick. This is one you actually have to sharpen, but the color is really right on. So, and I don't do a ton because you can see my eyebrows, but this just gives them a little more definition and really just makes the rest of my eyes pop and gives it a true outline to the frame of my eyes. So if you like to wear eye makeup, I suggest, you know, just even if you have really good brows, sometimes it's nice just to throw a little pencil through there, because again, it just helps add a little bit of definition in there. And again, I need to go to the salon really bad, so this one is having a little bit of a bad day. But I don't want to, again, overcorrecting will actually make things worse. So don't do too much. If you feel like you need to redo, then just redo, start over. You don't want to keep going. Also, gonna do a little lip liner real quick, just because, again, it just helps with the shape, and you're gonna see it'll add a little bit of fullness. My lips are pretty full, but as I get older, I started to lose color just on the outline. And this is a mauve. Neutral. It's called neutral, but it's very mauve-y to me. And I love that. So I have the eyes done up pretty bold, so I'm not gonna do a lot with the lip right now, but I am gonna toss a little gloss on. It'll just give a little more razzle dazzle there. One last thing. I am really fair, and you can see that foundation is really simmered down now. So I'm just doing a smidgen of bronzer. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. And that's it. So pretty easy. Again, this is a really bold eye, but it was that simple for me to do because I was just using the little squares that are on there telling me where to go. So I really, really, really love that product. And it just goes to show that anybody can use these products and make it actually look like you know what you're doing. If you would have put a bunch of colors in front of me that are this dark, I probably wouldn't have made it look like this. I'd probably look like a clown. So if you're like me and you need a little help, these are really fantastic. So if you have any questions about any of the products that I used today, or maybe need a little bit of help with different styles and stuff, just let me know because it's fun, and what else do we have to do right now? So just want to show everybody how quick and easy that could be. Hopefully I've inspired you to try a different look today, or maybe even go a little bit bolder than you normally would have. So I hope you enjoyed it, and sharing is caring. So if you have any questions though, please let me know, and have a great day. Bye.